think it's bent on the steering wheel that's becoming worse and worse.
Formula E Santiago.
Birds into the lead of the race.
Great stuff, mate. Eyes forward, let's go.
Oh, no!
Evan just opened my car.
What a race! What a drive!
The FIA ABB Formula E Championship is about to go green in South America. 24 drivers will go wheel to wheel on the streets of Santiago, Chile, on the most competitive grid in motorsport. But before they're under starters' orders, here's a reminder of how the action unfolded last time out.
We go green in Diriyah.
Saudi Arabia's season opener ended in disaster for reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne, with the Frenchman's race ending in mechanical failure in his DS Techeetah. His former teammate Andre Lotterer had better luck.
Good job, good job.
Scoring a sensational second place finish to claim a podium on Tag Heuer Porsche's Formula E debut.
Up the inside into the chicane, Bird's into the lead of the race.
But it was Sam Bird who sliced his way through the field to take the race win.
Yes, please!
The only driver to have claimed a victory in every season of Formula E. In an incident-packed race too, Alex Sims was the pole sitter again, running away with the lead for BMW I Andretti. While Sam Bird was unable to repeat his race one heroics, crashing out from 4th place after contact from Mitch Evans in a disastrous race for Envision Virgin Racing. Stoffel Vandoorne claimed a second podium in 2 races for Mercedes-Benz EQ on their first outing as a factory team. But it was a lights-to-flag masterclass from Alexander Sims, who took his first ever race win and left Saudi Arabia as the championship leader.
Alexander Sims victorious for BMW. What a race! What a drive!
It's Alex Sims and BMW I Andretti at the top of the pile, then ahead of Stoffel Vandoorne and Sam Bird. Reigning team champions DS Techeetah nowhere to be seen in the top 10. They'll need to bounce back in Chile after a nightmare start in Saudi Arabia. The next stage of our Round the World Odyssey is the Chilean capital of Santiago, round 3 of this season's Formula E Championship. An electrifying series for no ordinary drivers.
Racing drivers are a breed apart, making split-second decisions while pushing the car to the limit of speed, grip and physics. Every racing driver needs certain skills to compete at the highest level. First, they need to maximise pace. Then they need to keep the car on the absolute limit of its grip level. Know when to attack, when to go for a gap, and when to defend.
Push, push, push! Yes!
Formula E is one of the most challenging motorsports of them all.
To drive a Formula E car and do well, you kind of have to be a superhuman because there's so many things you have to manage at the same time.
It's almost like playing chess at 200 kilometers per hour.
Formula E is by far and away the most challenging, most difficult thing that I've ever experienced.
Most Formula E races are on street tracks, which are incredibly bumpy, with surface changes and white lines, which, in the wet, are as slippery as ice.
The walls are very close, there's no margin for error, we've got to push extremely hard, we've got to take some big risks.
Vandoorne's going up the inside of Sims, they make contact!
We have more manufacture than in any other categories. We have the best drivers in the world.
Verne leads in Sanya!
And then there are the specific challenges of racing electric cars and the extraordinary workload of the drivers behind the wheel. To win, you need to be able to multitask.
You have so many variables that you have to control inside the cockpit.
It's mentally draining. When you're mentally drained, you get physically drained as well.
Verne spins!
Don't know what happened.
There is absolutely no doubt that winning in Formula E requires superhuman talent.
The Santiago circuit has been modified for Season 6. It now features 11 corners and has been shortened to 2.4 kilometres in length. Turn 1 and 2 immediately follow each other. Tricky turn 3 with the attack mode activation zone on the outside. Turn 7, absolutely critical to get a good exit because it's a long straight through turn 8, car reaching maximum speed before the braking zone of turn 9. Surface change, short straight, turn 10 hairpin, hairpin turn 11, across the finish line. That is a lap of Santiago.
Time now to head to the grid, and championship leader Alexander Sims failed to make it 3 poles in a row and will be starting in 15th. Still no joy for the reigning world champion Jean-Eric Vergne, who starts in 11th. he needs a good race to kickstart his season campaign. Lucas de Grassi was hampered in quali when Oliver Rowland crashed out. The Brazilian starts way down the grid in 23rd place. Up at the sharp end, however, is New Zealander Mitch Evans, who claimed Jaguar's second ever pole on a dusty and evolving track. The top 10 grid positions look like this. Antonio Felix da Costa, making his debut for DS Techeetah, is in 10th. Stoffel Vandoorne in 9th for Mercedes EQ. Then we've got the new boy, Nick de Vries, in 8th. Edward Mortara in 7th. Sebastian Buemi from Nissan E-Downs is in 6th. And celebrating his 50th e-Prix, Oliver Turvey in 5th. Brazilian Formula One legend Felipe Massa in 4th, and Pascal Wehrlein came 2nd here last year in 3rd. Max Gunther continuing the success of the BMWs in 2nd, and on pole position, Mitch Evans. The heat is on in Santiago for round 3. Over now to your commentary team of Dario Franchitti and Jack Nichols to call the race.
Green flag waved at the back. We're about to get going. Pole position for the Jaguar of Mitch Evans. Second place for the BMW of Max Gunther, the youngest driver on the grid. Watch for those lights. All 5 lights are on. And we go green in Santiago. Not a great start from Evans. Wehrlein immediately pulls over towards the inside, but Evans gets it covered. Wehrlein tries to go around the outside of Gunther at turn 1, and I think the Mahindra's done it. Up into second place goes Pascal Wehrlein. Very big slide from Felipe Massa. He's dropped back behind his Venturi teammate. Going to the outside there is the first of the Mercedes of Stoffel Vandoorne. He's looking very racy. Leaves on the circuit as they come through turns 4 and 5. But it is Mitch Evans who leads. Wehrlein second. Third is Gunther. Fourth is Turvey. Fifth is Mortara. Sixth is Massa. So Felipe Massa losing a couple of places at the start of this race.
And those leaves, we talk about battery temperature when you're recharging. And they're just going to block the radiators up and make a bigger challenge for the driver. So go side by side, Alexander Sims, Andre Lotterer as they break for turn 9.
It's a brave one to go around the outside of Lotterer, but he's done it. He might get Neil Jarni as well here, Alexander Sims. What a move this will be from the championship leader. Jarni moves to get him. Does he get through Sims? Yes, he does. It's a bit bumpy. Da Costa's pushed out of the way, but Sims, I think, has just got up into 11th place.
And the problem there, the cars can't get any more steering lock-in to get round these incredibly tight hairpins, but great move from Alexander Sims. And the concertina effect as he went into the hairpins took full advantage. One of the Porsches going into the pits.
Neil Jarni into the pits. Oh, is there damage on Alexander Sims's car? The front left looks as though the front of it is rubbing against the tyre, and Neil Jarni, who has had zero luck at all in his first few Formula E races, including when he did the first couple of races last year, that looks to be continuing as he drops to the back.
And Neil Jarni needs laps for experience. He's still struggling to understand what it takes to go quickly, consistently in a Formula E car, and this is not helping him at all.
Robin Freitz is dropping down the order as well, but up at the front, Mitch Evans is out in the lead. He's 0.8 of a second ahead of Pascal Wehrlein. Gunther in 3rd in the BMW. Then it's Oliver Turvey 4th, Mortara in 5th, Massa in 6th, Vandoorne, Buemi, Verne, de Vries and Sims, the rest of the top 10. And Sims, I think, is going quite slowly here. It looks as though there goes the DS Techeetah up the inside. Antonio Felix da Costa gets through, and in fact Lotterer is going to take advantage of that and try and get back ahead as well. It's a puncture for Robin Freitz. There goes Sims back up the inside, coming into the final corner. Bit of contact, and in fact Lotterer got out wide, was on the dirty part of the track, so Sims got much better traction. We're on board with Lotterer.
He's going for the cut back into one. Bit of defence from Alexander Sims. Can Lotterer go around the outside? Quite. Nobody.
Oh, he's hit him! That was a heavy impact, and that's Jarni emerging from the pit lane. Wouldn't be surprised if Sims has got some damage there. He's trying to get around Jarni.
3 wide.
Oh, Lotterer is on the outside again, getting hung out to dry. Daniel Apter's got up the inside of him now and will move back up a place. And Lotterer loses a couple of places. And on the back of them all is the first of the Dragons. That is going to be Nico Muller there. It's all kicking off further back in the pack, isn't it? Evans still leading, Wehrlein 2nd, Gunther 3rd, but this fight is all over. 12th position, basically.
Great job from Nico Muller. He's made some serious progress up the grid.
Robin Freitz is in the pits now due to that puncture, so don't know where he picked that up, but he's in the pits with a puncture.
And in we saw the battle with Alexander Sims. we're seeing that it's not, you don't get passed by one car anymore, you're getting passed by multiples. You cannot afford to make the slightest mistake.
Right, attack mode is now open. The attack mode activation zone, where the drivers have to go offline through the activation zone, and in return, they get an extra 35 kilowatts of power. Now look at this. We're on board with Felipe Massa, with driver's eye, inside the Brazilian's helmet.
And look in the mirror as he starts to turn in through turn 3. Little lift through 4.
We're looking through Massa's visor here. Absolutely brilliant. Here he comes towards turns 6 and 7, flicking to the right now.
Carrying them as much speed as he can through the corners. That way he's probably going to lift and coast a bit down this long straight through the kink of turn 8. You might hear him start to lift in a second. Yeah, there you go, a bit of lifting and coasting. Look how much his head moves around. Looking down, looking for turn 9 now. Where is the corner? The surface change right there. Big change in grip. Now it's very bumpy into the 2 hairpins to end the lap.
Everything the same up at the front, pretty much, with Evans ahead of Wehrlein, then Günther, then Turvey, then Mortara.
So Hartley, D'Ambrosio and Friends have it all gone into attack mode.
So here comes Mitch Evans down across the line. He's leading in the Jaguar. Then in second place is Pascal Wehrlein in the Mahindra. The blue and white BMW is in third. Then it's the turquoise Neo 333 racing car of Oliver Turvey. He's ahead of the 2 Venturis of Eduardo Mortara and Felipe Massa. And then through comes everybody else, basically all in a big long line. Completing the top 10 is Van Dorn, Verne, Buemi and De Vries. James Collado covering, because here comes the attack from Jerome D'Ambrosio, and D'Ambrosio goes through. So that is now a move for, where have I lost that? There, 19th position. Also into the pits has come Andre Losera in the Porsche, so perhaps damage to his car as well.
Attention all teams, this is race control. Full course yellow in 5.
Oh, full course yellow coming.
3,
Meanwhile, Jean-Eric Verne is hitting
1.
a Mercedes.
Full course yellow, full course yellow.
That's Scott Elkins, the race director, declaring the full course yellow. That's Van Dorn and Verne. That's going to be a discussion about who was ahead of whom when the full course yellow all came out. So presumably, I would guess that's for Sims's car that is somewhere out on the circuit with 38 minutes plus 1 lap to go. There it is. So they've managed to push it away.
Attention all teams, this is race control. Full course yellow ending in 5, 4.
Here we go, about to get racing again.
2, 1. Green flag, green flag.
Green
That's
flag.
the shortest full course yellow in history.
De Vries goes for Da Costa. Verne is now on the outside of Stoffel Van Dorn. The second black and gold DS Techeetah of Antonio Felix. Da Costa tries to get ahead of Van Dorn. We're on board with Van Dorn as Da Costa comes across on the front there. Brilliant stuff as we now come into 5 and 6. Verne says on the radio that Van Dorn overtook under full course yellow, but I suppose he would say that, wouldn't he? We're on board with Stoffel Van Dorn inside his helmet.
At these hot temperatures, tempers will start to fray. We've got the 2 DS Techeetahs, the 2 Mercedes-Benz EQs fighting it out.
Do you actually get angrier the hotter you are?
Oh, yeah.
Do you, in a hot race, you get more cross?
Absolutely.
De Vries up the inside of Abt.
Absolutely used him up, just pushed him out of the way, and then De Vries blocking the Sam Bird behind us. Oh, big move from the Nissan of
Bird goes round. I think Roland hit Abt, and Abt went into Bird, and Bird now drops back down the order. This is a chaotic one.
And I heard crunches of carbon fibre in turn 11. Yeah, this is
busy. Oh, there goes the front wing of Roland. Debris on the circuit. That might be another full course yellow as they come down into turn 1. Mitch Evans has taken his attack mode and I think has managed to hold the lead of the race still.
And Edo Mortara, same thing, took his attack mode.
And it's over for Roland. I think his front wing has totally gone. James Collado taking his attack mode and coming back side by side with his good friend Sam Bird.
How good a friend though?
Yeah, that's the question. Collado stays in front. So Evans in the lead has used his first attack mode. Second is Wehrlein. Third is Günther. Fourth is Turvey. And there is Roland dropping down the order. He'll surely be pitting at the end of this lap.
So he's now praying for his safety car once he's pitted.
Yeah.
Bunch the field back up.
They can change these front wings in about 10 seconds, so he's probably going to lose 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, we've got 35 minutes plus 1 lap to go as we come down the start-finish straight. There's the debris on the circuit, but Evans is leading in attack mode. Wehrlein is second, third is Gunter, fourth is Turvey, fifth is Massa, sixth is Mortara, then it's Buemi, then Vern, De Costa, Van Dorn, De Vries, and Abt, the top 12. Then this little gap back to Hartley, De Grassi, D'Ambrosio, Collado and the like. Felipe Massa uses his attack mode now.
And Hartley's done a good job. He's moved up in the Dragon. That's quite impressive. Talking about good jobs, Oliver Turvey gone from 5th to 4th. We expected him to be going the other way.
And I spoke to Andres Castillo, his race engineer, and he said, we think we can get points. We think we can get points, which when you're starting 5th on the grid, you kind of think, well, yeah, you'd hope so.
The damage is getting worse, guys.
Oh, he hasn't pitted here, Roland. That's bizarre that he hasn't pitted.
What? Yeah, actually the front wing is jammed under the car. That's where the smoke's coming from. So it's gone behind. If when it gets under the front wheels, you've got a problem.
So, Mitch Evans is leading and doing a very good job. Pascal Wehrlein is in second place, but he hasn't used any of his attack modes yet.
You see Massa right behind, Mortara right behind Oliver Turvey.
And there goes Mortara to the inside of Turvey. We're not hearing that team radio again from Roland,
and
apologies.
The difference in attack mode makes, you just saw it. Mortara up to 4th, now he's got to try and close the gap on Max Gunter, and Turvey into attack mode. And the tactics of attack mode were so key in Saudi Arabia when you use them, and it seemed to be using them earlier than the guys around you was the key.
So both the Cheetahs there took it in sort of a formation flying kind of style. The chevrons on the left indicate how long left in attack mode each of these drivers has. So Evans has 2 minutes left. Turvey, Vern, De Costa all have 4 minutes left. Oliver Rowland has finally pitted. So that's his race pretty much over as well, I would have thought. The two Mercedes are fighting with each other. Buemi is the one that it's not really working out for him. I'm not quite sure how he's managed to drop back to 11th place. He started in 6th on the grid. I had him down as a potential podium finisher, but he's in attack mode now, but has somehow lost out to both the Cheetahs and both Mercedes in all of that attack mode taking. So Roland is still in the pits. He's not left the pit lane yet, so I wonder if they've decided to retire him from the race. Evans has got now 20 seconds of attack mode remaining.
And Gunter took attack mode and lost 3rd place to Mortara.
Okay, so there is Gunter in the BMW, and he's right in front of Felipe Massa. And I wonder if Felipe Massa is going to be feeling a bit feisty to try and get past Max Gunter as they come up into turn 9. Gunter covers the inside line a little bit, Massa to the outside. We're on board now with Felipe Massa in driver's eye as he tries to overtake the car in front.
This is where he's going to try and make that cheeky move, just slot to the inside, but no, Max Gunter closes the door.
A little bit of a lock up there from Gunter, but he keeps it together.
Look how difficult it is to see where the nose ends, and a lot of the guys are just using the crunch of carbon fibre on the car in front to know exactly when they get too close.
I do that when I'm parking, don't you? Parallel parking. You bump when you're in, right?
No comment. Oh, move from Max Gunter.
He's in attack mode. Mortara.
Oh, big lock-up, it does it.
Is not, and Gunter gets back through.
And don't worry about them going over the blue painted area. That is not out of bounds. You can use that. And we see now Pascal Wehrlein uses attack mode, did not lose a position. He's got to close up that 1 second gap. Actually, no, 2.3 second gap to Mitch Evans ahead.
Oh, the two Venturis are still fighting. Massa in front of Mortara because Mortara just activated attack mode and now he sends it up the inside of Massa. These two have not played this clever at all. And is Massa in the wall there? Yeah. He was certainly all over the place.
He certainly had to slow down, Jack.
He's gesticulating as they come up into the left-hander. It looked as though the wheel was all out of his hands, but really poor team play from Venturi.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I mean, the team has got to have a serious talk with them. Think about who pays your bill, who pays the wages. You know, and you can't do that. And you see the two DS Cheetahs running nose to tail. Hopefully they don't do the same thing. Both Mercedes-Benz EQs, 8th and 9th. Gunter takes attack mode again in 3rd position.
So Gunter going aggressive to try and get ahead of Wehrlein by activating that attack mode. 27 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Yeah, and it all started with the Venturis when Massa was on attack mode and Mortara wasn't. And at that point, you just switch the places to keep your advantage, and almost like you're slipstreaming each other up the field.
Yeah, and you build trust with your teammate. It's like, okay, I did that for you, you do that for me, and if the other guy doesn't do it, then you understand the rules of the game going forward. But that's really not very smart. And these are guys with great histories in racing.
Yeah.
I mean, Felipe Massa won how many races for Ferrari in Formula 1? Really incredible.
26 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Mitch Evans still leading. Fastest lap of the race being set by Jean-Eric
Just done
Verne.
our chunk of temperature and energy. It's just about being efficient to the end now.
Okay, not sure whose radio that was, but they were told it's just
Mitch's sound kind of like Mitch's engine.
It sounded like Joseph Roca, but yeah.
Oh,
and that's attack mode.
Yeah, Da Costa sort of split the strategy now. Verne used it earlier. Lost the spot though. That split up the DS to Cheetah train. Massa's passed him, and Massa's going to be a little hot under the collar, I think, after that move that saw him lose 2 places. Da Costa to the outside.
Massa on the inside. Oh, Da Costa sweeps across with the extra power.
Yeah. Again, that 17+% of attack mode. It's worth having, isn't it? It's lovely. You bet he feels like a hero in the car as he blasts past, but the Mercedes right behind now.
Oh, bit of a lock-up and a dummy, and he's managed to get through there, Nick de Vries. So that's now 7th place for the young Dutchman, and Massa drops down to 8th.
And Nick de Vries is scared of no one, eh? and very aggressive. We saw this with Oliver Rowland last year. Doesn't care about reputations, just gets on and attacks.
Copy.
25 minutes plus 1 lap to go. For what it's worth, Andre Lotterer has gone out on track again. Here's Felipe Massa, the replay of what happened coming down into the hairpin, Dario.
Looking left and right. You can see the Venturi on the inside and just pushes him a bit wide. Yeah. I mean, that's your teammate. He just pushed him into the wall. We saw this last year with Oliver Rowland and Massa. Massa got pushed into the wall. But that's your teammate. And really, yeah, that's not acceptable. And I'm sure there'll be some discussions after the race. Look. Cars just keep on coming past.
24 minutes plus a lap to go. Here's another look at it. Mortara sent it. That's a bit weird, actually, because Mortara didn't really fully put him in the wall, but there was just that nudge that almost knocked the wheel out of Massa's hand.
Yes, exactly, with Mortara. Yeah, took the wheel out of his hand a bit. Yeah, I suppose it was actually a fairly clean move until that point, but still, you can't be doing that with your teammates. You've got to treat your teammate with a bit more respect. Gunther is all over Mitch Evans. Look at this battle for the lead.
Whoa,
to the outside. Can he do it all the way around?
That'll be a massive move if he can, and there's a bit of a nudge, and Gunther now tries to fight back.
Evans, this has got to defend on the way in, though.
He's still got a minute to go, so coming out onto that long stretch towards turn 9 could be Gunther's last opportunity, and one opportunity to get the lead of the race away.
And if Pascal Wehrlein can stay close, he's got another chance at attack mode, and down that long back straight, that'll definitely pay dividends.
Here we go then, down towards turn 9. Evans is going to have to cover the inside line here. Max Gunther in the BMW to the outside. Hangs it on around the outside and gets through. Great move from Max Gunther. What can Evans do though on the run down to the hairpin? Does he fancy a lunge? Gunther is now out of attack mode.
Gunther's going to defend, but it's too late. Now Mitch Evans is going to pass him on pure pace, and he's in traffic.
We need temperature and energy when you cross the line.
So the battery temperature is going to go up.
That was Max Gunther being told we need temperature and energy when you cross the line.
48.6 and 047.
And that was Gunther's last chance on attack mode, and he took it.
Wow. Fantastic stuff from Max Gunther to take the lead of the race away from Mitch Evans, and there's usable energy remaining. Evans isn't looking super strong on usable energy either. He's got a couple of percent less than Gunther and Wehrlein around him.
And Wehrlein again has still got an attack mode to use. If he can use that attack mode and keep 3rd position, if, he's looking very strong, but he can't let the 2 ahead get any further into the lead. Massa used his 2nd attack mode now in 8th place.
Van Dorn, Da Costa, Abt, de Grassi and de Vries are the 5 drivers that have won Fan Boost. Fans vote for them on social media and they all get a power boost to use. Da Costa now on Jean-Eric Verne, coming up into turn 9 and not getting through this time around, even though Da Costa's in attack mode and Verne is not, but now they are both out. This is the view back from Eduardo Mortara. The problem that Wehrlein has.
Focus, keep your head down. Everything is okay.
Mate, it's done.
It's
done.
okay. It's
Attack mode
okay.
is finished.
Oh.
And the damage to
That's
the left,
bizarre.
the left front above the tyre is damaged.
Da Costa's having to tell his engineer that attack mode is that his attack mode is finished, and the engineer's like, oh, okay.
What is going on?
Crazy. Yeah, the thing with Wehrlein is he's too close. He's too close to
too close.
Mortara.
Yeah, absolutely.
That if he takes it, it won't be enough. This was a great attack from Max Günther.
Yeah, absolutely. It really pushed Mitch Evans offline a little bit, made him work for it. And then Mitch has to defend in 3. It's great racing. Good respect between the pair of them.
And then this was the attack again. Günther going to the outside.
Locked up on the outside, Mitch Evans. Mitch was robust, but not crazy. Did leave him enough room.
It was top quality racing, actually.
It was great, wasn't it? Absolutely great. Let's look at Max Günther going for the switchback. And this is the pass. A load more horsepower, excuse me, coming through.
Mitch Evans running at 200 kilowatts of power. Max Günther at 235 at that point in attack mode. And Roger Griffiths in the middle there, celebrating as he looks for BMW's second win in 3 races. It would be second win in 2 races, actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Having had Alexander Sims win last time out.
For 20 minutes plus a lap to go. And as I said, all the team's telling you this is the last bit of the race. It's going to get tasty as Degrassi uses fan boost.
He's trying to get past Oliver Turvey for 12th position, and Degrassi on the fan boost up the inside of Oliver Turvey. And unfortunately, this is the car that the Englishman has got, really. He did an amazing job to qualify in 5th position, but now he's kind of slipping into the natural order of things, really. We've got 20 minutes plus a lap to go, and Günther is in front now for BMW. Evans in 2nd, Wehrlein in 3rd, and Verne is now in 4th ahead of Mortara. Massa attacks De Vries down into turn 1. Oh, he's overcooked it. Is he in the wall? Not quite, as he rejoins the circuit, but he's thrown away more places and more time on track, because there comes Van Dorn. Wehrlein goes for attack mode as well. There goes Van Dorn, can't quite get past Massa, but Wehrlein, I don't know what happened to Mortara, but he dropped away, allowed Verne up into 4th place. That gave Wehrlein the opportunity to use his attack mode without losing a position. So the next 4 laps, we'll see what Pascal Wehrlein in the Mahindra, what his answer is to trying to take the fight for the win, because there he is now in 3rd place in the black and red and blue Mahindra. And, sorry, black, white, red and blue Mahindra. And we'll see whether he can close in on the leaders. Oh, a nudge from Mortara into the back of Verne.
And he nudged himself into Wehrlein, so it was business as usual in the hairpins. And Verne's going to be careful not to nudge people too much more because of the damage he has on his left front. Because if that starts coming off...
Da Costa fan boost, watch this behind. Antonio Felix Da Costa goes to the inside line. Mortara covers. Oh, he's pushed him into the wall almost. The 2 right together. Nick De Vries is there. He says, thank you very much. I'll get involved in this fight as well. In the Mercedes, again, not quite sure how Mercedes haven't sort of made more progress than they have, because they seem to be fighting everyone, but not actually climbing up the order. But a good effort from Da Costa there to use his fan boost to try and get past Mortara, but it didn't quite come off.
Wehrlein still 2.6 seconds behind Mitch Evans. He's going to have to make hay with all the extra power that attack mode gives him. It's a great battle with these guys.
Yeah. Evans is only 4/10 behind Max Günther in the lead of the race still. Wehrlein 3rd, 4th for Verne, 5th for Mortara.
And look at the damage to the nose of the DS Cheetah behind. Look at the right side of the nose. There's some marks in it from earlier contact. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if every car in the grid has got a bit of damage at this point.
Down the start, finish straight.
Exhibit A.
Wehrlein's not getting away from Verne here.
No, and that extra power, he's just not able to use it unless he's got issues with battery temperature that we don't know about, that he's not advertising on the radio.
Yeah. Lucas de Grassi still has a attack mode remaining. Martin Hua has 2 remaining. He's also under investigation for improper use of attack mode, even though he doesn't appear to have used any. So, of course, he's in 19th place, 26 seconds away from anyone else. So it's not really that urgent. So we might not find out about it, to be honest with you.
And he had a big old shunt this morning as well in practice. So great job from the Neo guys to rebuild the car.
Turvey's dropped down to 14th place now. James Colado's got in front of him as we get onto the brakes on board with Jean-Eric Verne looking for a podium finish, looking for his second batch of points of the season. Only an 8th place in Diriyah.
And Degrassi used attack mode, so he's now got attack mode to attack Buemi, two of the old guards.
Yeah. I'm surprised at Buemi, actually. I really fancied his chances starting 6th, but he's dropped back and he's out of the points at the moment.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as you are with that one, Jack. Really am. It's a great view from above. You see the amount of yaw, the amount of sliding of the back end of the car to help it point in the right direction through the corner that the drivers are doing, constantly correcting those slides from the rear of the car.
Great little circuit around O'Higgins Park, the second biggest park in the city of Santiago, named after Bernardo O'Higgins, a leading figure in Chile's fight for emancipation from Spain.
Look at the Mahindra ahead with the attack mode. The difference in straight line speed is incredible.
Oh, and he's going up the inside here, Jean-Eric Verne. Verline must have a problem or something.
Verline had to, it looked like he had to lift and coast too much, so he accelerated away and then lifted and coasted. So that tells me, yep, there's an issue going on with energy or possibly battery temperature. Oh, and Da Costa pushes Mortara into the wall.
But look,
and here comes De Vries trying to get another one. Oh, and this is it again. You're not getting passed by one car anymore. Yeah. Multiple cars are passing you.
There's usable energy remaining, and Verne and Da Costa are pretty even. So I wonder if it's cooling that is the issue there with Pascal Wehrlein. Here they come across the line then. 14.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. I think it's Gunther versus Evans for the win here, and Evans has slightly less usable energy. Here they are, Max Gunther, the youngest driver in the field, the 22-year-old from Oberstdorf in Germany, up ahead of Mitch Evans, who himself is, getting on a bit, 25 now, the man from Auckland, New Zealand. Gunther has never won in Formula E. Evans has 1 win on the streets of Rome last year.
And the surface is looking so much better than last year. By this point last year, the surface had broken up in a lot of the turn 2, 3, 4 areas. It's looking a lot better, and the organisers spent a lot of time picking out a new surface that was more suitable to these incredibly high temperatures that we see here in Chile.
That's close.
I think that was closer than
Lucas
close.
Degrassi with Buemi as Mortara's rear facing here, as Degrassi tries to go around the outside of Mortara and does so. So the Venturis, after looking fairly strong in the early parts of the race, have now dropped well out of position. Degrassi's done well, actually. He's moved up 12 places.
Very impressive from Degrassi. And Da Costa's gone up to 4th past Wehrlein.
There goes Buemi, the next one to pass Eduardo Mortara. 12.5 minutes to go. There's the race leader, Max Gunther. 2nd, Mitch Evans. 3rd, Jean-Eric Verne. 4th, Antonio Felix da Costa. Then it's Pascal Wehrlein and Nick de Vries, the top 6. A long way back to Felipe Massa in 7th. Then it is the silver Mercedes of Stoffel Vandoorne. And there's James Collado. He's the next man to cruise past. Some of these cars have just lost all pace. Mortara is just getting overtaken on the straight for fun there by James Collado.
And again, we don't know what the drivers are going through. We don't know what beeps and the cars telling them, what the temperature's telling them.
Smoke.
Oh, is it Verne?
It's Verne. That front left bodywork that has been plaguing him all race after he picked up the damage earlier on. He might have to pit here. D'Ambrosio, De Vries, Buemi, Lotter and Mar are under investigation for a technical infraction. Oh, but what's going to happen here for...
He's got to pit, Jack, with that amount of smoke.
Oh, he's in the wall. He can't turn the wheel enough, I don't think. And there goes... Oh, and he's held up to Costa, I think.
Block your teammate.
Unintentionally, but I don't know.
Or is he coming in? But he's not coming in. That was quite blatant. That's not a line you use unless you're...
Oh, this isn't cool from Verne. Onto the brakes, into the left-hander. He's hoping it comes off. Vandoorne is using his fan boost to try and get past Massa, but... Verne is ruining Da Costa's race. There goes Vandoorne on fan boost up the inside of Felipe Massa into turn 1 and into 7th position. This is on board with Verne looking back.
This is doing nothing for inter-team relations at DS Techeetah right now.
Mortara has pitted, so he must have issues. Verne he's just hoping he can hold on to 3rd until that falls off, isn't he? I think you're right. I think he tried to knock the front left off. That's why he drove into the wall.
Yeah.
change.
Wow, look at that smoke. Eventually the tyre's going to give up. The tyres are amazing, but eventually they're going to give up. Yeah, something's happened.
De Vries up the inside. It's there. It's done for Verne here.
Has it gone flat? Flat. Tyre's flat. Yeah, it's punctured the tyre. I mean, the carbon fiber's razor sharp, and it's been rubbing on it for 2 laps.
So Jean-Eric Verne from 3rd place drops way out of contention. He surely has to pit this time around. No. Okay. Nah, come on.
Will you be pitting?
He's trying to
the tyre's flat, though.
He's trying to get it off.
He knows the tyre's flat because his steering's all off to one side if the tyre's flat.
10 minutes plus a lap to go. Daniel Abt on fan boost trying to get past Felipe Massa here, and now Lucas de Grassi is trying to take advantage of those two having a bit of side-by-side into turn 1. Mortara has pitted, by the way, and Max Günther, his lead is up to 2 seconds ahead of Mitch Evans. So Günther has just found some massive pace up at the front and is dominating all of a sudden.
Is that tyre flat? I'm trying to get a view. It's very difficult to see.
I'm not 100% sure.
And it goes finally right in the middle of the track. Might necessitate. So I think somebody hit it. That might necessitate.
D'Ambrosio, De Vries and Buemi have given a 5-second time penalty for a technical infraction. Verne now has lost that piece of wing, so is he now fine?
Let's see the... No, if the tyre looks low, but... Yeah, it's up.
Good night.
Well, if he can... There's Mitch Evans in 2nd place. Max Günther is leading. 3rd is Da Costa. So there is Jean-Eric Verne in 6th position then. So I still don't like to see them driving around.
There might be some debris inside turn 8. Maybe some debris inside turn 8.
That's Max Günther's radio warning about the debris. I don't like to see drivers driving around hoping the debris falls off onto the track. That doesn't feel like an appropriate way to drive, to be honest.
No, but the good thing is it's offline. Unless somebody's passing there, it's offline. But you wouldn't want that hitting anybody close on the head. That's where the halo comes in. Everybody's quite similar. Da Costa's got good energy. Yeah. And he's only 1.4 seconds behind Mitch Evans.
Yeah, I think Da Costa could be coming into this. He was 0.7 of a second quicker than Mitch Evans on that last lap.
Do we have a 3-way battle for the lead?
I think we've got a 2-way battle of a second, because here now, 8 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Race leader Max Günther for BMW I Andretti. 2 seconds up the road of Mitch Evans in 2nd place.
Da Costa, 7.3 on that lap.
Yeah.
Almost a second quicker than Evans. He's coming.
And Verne has pitted now. That's a bit odd. The debris come off, but now Verne pits. I don't quite understand that one, but that's what the DS Techeetah team have decided to do.
Or maybe they've told him to pit and he didn't. He's talking, he's gesticulating with his hands.
Into the pits he comes. Yeah, he's getting out, isn't he? I think he's had enough.
Yeah.
7 minutes plus 1 lap to go. He's saying there's no point changing that front wing.
Maybe there's damage to the suspension too, we don't know.
A wave to the crowd for Jean-Eric Verne, the crowd giving him a big cheer. Mortara had to pit due to damage from a crash with Da Costa. So the team saying that Da Costa hit Mortara, that caused the lack of pace, and that is why Mortara has subsequently had to pit.
This is the battle
right there. This is the battle for 2nd place. Mitch Evans ahead of Antonio Felix Da Costa. These two former rivals all the way through the junior categories. GP3, they raced each other, and now here in Formula E.
Da Costa's got to dispatch Mitch Evans quickly if he wants to win the race. Easier said than done. The car looks good. He's able to hold a nice tight line. He's certainly got more pace than the Jaguar at this point. Wow, look through.
He's got less grip.
Turn 5. Right, you've got to pass him into 9. You want to win. You've got 6 minutes plus a lap. 6 minutes 15 plus a lap.
There's the lift and coast from Evans,
right,
and Da Costa goes for it.
Wow.
Look to the right-hand side. Is there a DS Techeetah? No. Oh, that was on board with him.
Gone.
So then he's already ahead.
Right.
Wow. Da Costa up into 2nd place.
What is it, Bird's engineer says? Eyes forward?
Eyes forward, yeah.
Eyes forward, yeah. Let's see if he can close the gap now. 2.3 seconds behind. What is it going to be in the next lap?
He was a second quicker the last time they were in clear air. The gap as they cross the line now, is 2.1 seconds. Miles been given a time penalty.
If you are at this point Max Günther, you look in the mirror, you see a new car there, you think, oh dear. And then you see a new car getting bigger in your mirrors. That's when you've really got to stay cool this late in the race.
There's Mitch Evans in third place. They'll be wondering how this race got away from them. They looked
imperious,
totally in control in the opening 15 minutes.
It doesn't look like it's the balance of the car. Something else appears to have gone wrong. Again, it's really hot out there.
We need to look forward. Strategy 16, we follow the car's prompt. 7 laps remaining now.
Don't look in the mirror, because there's a big DS to Cheetah coming up quickly.
Half a second already. Wow. In fact, 7/10 already after the middle sector.
I mean, he's a 2 car lengths back. And Da Costa, wily old fox, he's been in Formula E a long time.
4 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Evans said to the team, we've got some serious work to do, guys. We've got 4.5 minutes plus a lap to go. What do I do with Da Costa?
63.3 and 849. And how is energy against him?
Listen,
same energy as him, we look forward.
Listen, his voice has gone up he's gone up an octave, hasn't he? He's got a bit more panicking. 1.3 seconds a lap slower in that last lap to Da Costa.
When someone's got this much pace advantage, surely you can't be eyes forward if you're Günther.
Oh, no, you can't be eyes cool, but you've got to remain calm. It's a different thing. You can get frustrated, but you can't allow it to dictate how you drive the car. You've still got to drive the car absolutely as you had before. Mark getting out of the way.
So if Da Costa can get through...
Look at the speed difference there, Jack. As it break for 9.
It's not going to get... But if he can do that next time around, Da Costa's going to lead this race. And surely... is he already the first driver, here's Günther's radio?
Or not.
No.
Yeah, but Günther can see as well as we do. The mirrors are kind of blocked by the bodywork at the back of the Formula E car, but he knows he's there now. Is Da Costa going to size him out? Da Costa can afford to be a little bit patient here. He doesn't need to make a crazy lunge.
64.1 and 4.8.
Try to save temperature.
15 advised.
7 delta, 2 foxtrot.
Yeah, accept.
We've got both radios open at the moment to hear exactly what they're both going through.
Da Costa has been told to save battery temperature. Even if he's a threat now, he might not be at the end. We do our own race.
Again, 45 minutes plus a lap. Not 42 minutes plus a lap as we're at the moment.
Here they come. This is where surely the move is going to come from Antonio Felix Da Costa. Looking to take the lead of the race in Santiago.
Good to got off the corner very well.
Uniform India.
Here he comes.
Yes, we stay in the lead.
No,
not fancying it this time.
Will we see a lunge into the hairpin? He gets a good run out of turn 9. Is he going to go to the inside turn 10? Here he comes.
Oh,
Da Costa for the lead.
They hit each other. Da Costa forces his way past. Now that is robust. Stewards will have a look at that one, and we'll have to wait and see. But Antonio Felix Da Costa in the lead of the race.
Carry on. He might have battery temperature.
Strat 48, you need to cool down the battery. Strat 48, you need to cool down the battery.
Yet, we look forward.
That's Da Costa's it. Talking about battery.
He pushed me off completely.
But Da Costa's defence.
55.0.
Da Costa's defence. You can only get so much lock into the car through those hairpins.
Confirm, we need to cool down the battery.
And Strat 48, that probably reduces a bit of the regeneration, a bit of the energy available. Let's see from above. No, that was late. That was a bit too robust.
That's not.
If I'm good, I'm angry. I am furious at this point because I've just been bumped clean out of the way.
Here we go again.
From this angle, yeah.
He sends it a lot, just locked up, out of control into the BMW.
This is why I'd never be a steward.
Yeah, that's not for me, to be honest. But Da Costa now, having taken the lead, is really desperately trying to cool down and save his battery.
Yeah, and he's had to slow things down. Now this is, are we going to get another 2 laps or another 3 laps? Let's see how slowly Da Costa can come to the finish line, because last lap was a 1:08 and he's about to come to the finish line at 1:10. Yeah, I think this is second last lap.
Okay, across the line they come.
Looking in his mirror, Da Costa looking to the left, he's defending.
Up the inside goes Günther!
And Günther was nice there, he actually tried to get out of the way, which Da Costa didn't do him the same courtesy.
That was some aggressive defending from Antonio Felix Da Costa. Here's Günther's radio.
2 laps remaining, strategy 22. Let's go get him.
This is going to be very close on energy here. They've got 2 laps to go.
And then some, I would say, Jack, 6%. All right, how brave is Gunther feeling? How much is he going to run?
Antonio has the same stock, but he's worse for battery temp. We can get him.
Okay, so
if he's going to get him.
Accept.
Listen to how much information the driver's having to process and still drive on the absolute limit. Is he going to return the favour into turn 10?
Here
Let's
they come.
see. Da Costa defending. And then pulls across in front to block the line.
So Gunther's basically been told, you've got the same SOC, that means state of charge, energy remaining in your battery, but you have got better battery temperature. Here we go. Final lap of the e-Prix. Da Costa, if he was just a couple of seconds slower, he'd be able to have just won the race. But we've got one more to go.
Lap.
3% remaining for Da Costa.
Gunther is through 1.
Gunther has got slightly more energy now. Evans is still 3rd, De Vries 4th, Wehrlein 5th.
He's got several chances. Turn 9, turn 10, turn 11, I would say. Their main chances to overtake on this lap. And he's going to have to be aggressive. Da Costa is going to give him absolutely nothing. Then what's going to happen with Da Costa's battery? Let's watch and find out.
Here we go into turn 9. Da Costa is going to be so close to 0. I think he's in big trouble on every front here, Da Costa. He goes defensive. Gunther goes to the outside at turn 9 and he's done it. The BMW of Max Gunther gets into the lead. Nick De Vries is in big trouble in the Mercedes. So's Pascal Wehrlein. They're so close to running out of usable energy. But here comes Max Gunther into the right-hander of turn 10. He's going to do it here. He thought he had his first podium at the last race in Diriyah. It wasn't to be. It was taken away. But now, through the final corner to win in Santiago and win in Formula E for the first time, Max Gunther.
De Vries passed Evans and just 0.1 at the line.
Watch your braking to go.
So close at the line between Evans and Wehrlein and De Vries. Although Evans is being showing in 3rd, Wehrlein is 4th, De Vries is 5th. Look how much little energy they had at the line. But Gunther is the winner.
Thank you so much. Amazing job, guys. You can't believe how happy I am. Thanks for that. Yes!
Max, is Dario in the booth? Congratulations. That was a fabulous job.
Thank you very much. It was a hard race. I enjoyed it until the end.
How much were you panicking when Da Costa passed you?
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it was just so cool to be side by side with him until the last corner, and yeah, to have the better end of this is just amazing.
Congratulations.
Well, Max Gunther then takes the win in Santiago. To clarify, De Vries had a 5-second time penalty for that technical infringement, so that's why he got ahead of Evans but has been dropped back. That was the move for the win. Nothing Da Costa could do at that point, which is mad because he closed in so quickly on him.
Yeah, but the battery temperature, he got the battery temp too hot doing it. He was almost used a bit. He was almost a lap or two too quick. And look at Gunther on the limit. And the delight from Roger Griffiths and the BMW Andretti team. Wow, it's been quite the start to the season for those guys.
It certainly has. That is Max Gunther's first points of the season, and there are the faces into Cheetah. But Max Gunther wants to hear the crowd cheer. Might be the youngest in the field, but he is not shy, is he? Let's look at the provisional results. This is before every single time penalty has been added, I believe. So Max Gunther is the winner. Antonio Felix da Costa in 2nd, Mitch Evans in 3rd, Wehrlein, De Vries, Van Dorn, De Grassi, Collado, Massa and Bird, the 10-point scorers at the moment. There are still some things that are under investigation from the stewards.
It's a nice fight until the end. Really happy to have the better end of this, and yeah, just super happy to have my first victory in Formula E. We managed well. I was yeah, just an amazing race, you know, fighting so much side by side with 3 cars for the win, basically. So this has been yeah, super cool.
Antonio Felix da Costa, it was a tough battle out there. Talk us through the last few laps.
I don't even know where to start. So many issues and things happened through that race, you know. I think I was just being fed the wrong information, really. I was being told I had no temperature issues, even though I kept question marking it, because from my end it looked like I did. And they said, no, you're good to go. So I went. And then the lap after, they said, okay, slow massively down because we're in trouble. Had we managed it better, then I could have maybe passed him with fewer laps to go, but not having got into trouble. So, yeah, I felt like we lost this one. But massive congrats, you know, you did a good race.
I got to look at the positives. We got some good points after having a bad start to the season. So, and a podium, our first one of the year. So I've got to be happy with that. But obviously starting from pole, you want to walk away with victory. So we've got some work to do.
So here we go. After the third round of the season, Stoffel Vandoorne is top of the championship, 3 points ahead of Alexander Sims, who despite retiring is still in second place. Sam Bird is still in third after only finishing down in 10th position, but Max Günther launches himself up into contention. Lucas de Grassi's lurking in there as well. Roland da Costa, Evans, Lotterer and Mortara, the rest of the top 10.
So it's Max Günther who stands top of the podium for the first time in his Formula E career and makes it 2 wins from 3 rounds for BMW I Andretti. A well-deserved and hard-fought victory for the youngest ever e-Prix winner in the series. It's a 6th career podium for Techeetah's Antonio Felix da Costa, who takes 2nd spot, whilst a disappointed Mitch Evans taking 3rd for Jaguar.
As far as the teams are concerned, it's still the Neo 333 racing team that are pointless after the first 3 races. JX Trager, they've still only got 2 points. At the top though, BMW 4 points ahead of Mercedes-Benz, with Envision Virgin Racing in 3rd position.
That's all from us here in South America. On February 15th, we'll be on the streets of Mexico City for more wheel-to-wheel combat Formula E style. So until then, from Jack Nicholls, Dario Franchitti, Nicky Shields and me, Vernon Kay, it's adios from Santiago.